about to say, how do I?
Check, check. 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Yo. Yeah. You heard? Did you hear me now? Did you hear me now? You don't? One channel's muted though. Yeah, the mic and aux is muted.
Yeah, because everything is going through the roadcaster.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, because it's not playing. Okay. Yeah, I hear it now. So, okay, so I can mute from here. All right, so I got to remember, if I don't want the mics on, I got to mute it from here. Let's see. All right, all right. Trying to figure this out still. I watched. Did you watch the first episode?
I didn't see it yet though.
Oh,
But I will though.
but you didn't watch it.
My bad, my bad. No, I'm gonna watch it though. I was working on the notes. I was like, you know what, let me look these over for tomorrow. So I was busy with that.
Nah,
Well, how'd you like it?
I think it was cool, but like I said, I had noticed that when we was tapping on the table and moving the table, the top of the laptop was shaking.
Yeah.
So it was causing the video to like shake.
Got it.
So that's why I was like, oh, we should get the tripods. The only thing they ended up coming in clutch. Shout out to Amazon. Even though we don't fuck with y'all like that, because you support.
Because y'all work practices suck.
Where y'all do too much, but they definitely come in handy. Like that too. I think that's really what it is. It's that super convenience of 2-day shipping.
A 1-day shipping.
That got niggas in a fucking chokehold. Sorry, damn. Person already. I gotta stop. That's got people in a chokehold. Because it don't make no sense how people really had a thought to be like, we need tripods. Order the tripod. 1 day, 2 days later, the tripod is here. Like, the amount of things that you would have had to go through back in the day to get stuff like that is...
You had to wait weeks, business days.
Yeah, it makes it too convenient, and that's scary. Like, that's low-key scary, and it fuels the consumerism. Like, you would be surprised how many times I've seen ads of just random things for your house. Like, don't use your regular soap dispenser. Use this other soap dispenser. Take all of your detergent out of this plastic bottle and put it in this plastic bottle. It's just like, why do we need this?
Remember that book I was telling you about? The conspiracy book?
Which one?
The Behold the Pale Horse?
Oh.
It talks about literally that too. Like,
Oh, my God.
yeah, but we're not going to do that because, yeah.
I got a conspiracy theorist in my class. Because I want to say Friday. I don't remember. I think it was because of the CEO shooting. We were talking about how most people don't care about the lives of these billionaires because it's like, why should we? Like, given, and this is not to sound mean, but it's just like, given who these people are, yes, they are human beings just like everybody else. They are someone's son, someone's father, someone's husband, someone's friend. Yes. The humanity of it all, yes. They deserve it. However, when your company rejects claims twice as much as every other company,
No, more than every other company by miles.
That's ridiculous. Like, the amount of things that I've never thought about that I ended up thinking about when this became news, it's just the fact of like, what do you mean? You're denying people's claim. Like, what do you mean there's an AI component that has a 90% error rate?
That the CEO approved, basically.
But do you know you have to purposefully make it do that?
And you know what's crazy?
It doesn't fail at a 90% rate by accident. That is by design.
Yeah.
That is by design.
And then the denial rate was incorrect, basically.
Things that doctors say, we understand, but this needs to be approved. And you will override a doctor's recommendation? That is absurd.
This is why I say healthcare should be single payer option.
I don't know what that means.
Let me break it down to you. Basically, the government should be the insurance company. Like free universal healthcare, free healthcare, basically. That's what damn near every government does in every part of the world except here, basically. They just let insurance companies do what they want.
Because America is a business, not a country. And I think people need to understand that.
But that's the problem.
We're not a country. We have, when it comes to the histories of all of these other places, we do not compare. America is a teenager compared to all of these other companies being middle-aged parents or grandparents or whatever the case may be. America is a fairly new country. We are based on business, big business.
Nah, but here's the thing, though. it used to be free. Like it used to be where the government provided healthcare for like their citizens and stuff. That was like way back in the days. But of course, that was when Jim Crow was around and shit. Like FDR days, basically, where everybody got free healthcare through Medicare, basically. So then, like I said, Ronald Reagan, that bitch ass nigga. Excuse me. Basically, he gave like he let like health insurance companies do whatever they want. So since it's a private company, so they're gonna let them price gouge people who need healthcare, basically. And it's been like that ever since. Like every time somebody proposes, oh, healthcare should be free, they come up with the excuse of like, oh, who's gonna pay for it? When you pay for prisons and weapons and stuff like that to bomb other countries. So,
I mean, I just don't. Do I feel sad that man died?
hell no. Hell no.
I don't even want to say hell no. I mean, I don't.
No, like I get the feeling and sentiment because you're denying people healthcare. Who knows, the person that unalived him was affected by one of those insurance claims that got denied.
But that doesn't make it right. Like I know we all watched John Q and we clapped for Denzel when his son got a heart and he didn't have to die, and it was such a touching moment where his son was able to wave at him getting carried away to go do his time in prison because he made sure his son got the heart he needed. But to do that in real life is absurd. Like, do you know how bad it has to be for you to do something like that?
Yo, health insurance here is that bad. Like medical, I think is what medical bills is like the one thing that people are bankrupt over or something like that. Like that's the number one debt for people pretty much. It's like it basically is like you shouldn't be able to pay for your healthcare. It should be a right, not a privilege,
Yeah, but that's most things here. We shouldn't have to pay for water. Water was here. Nobody created it. Nobody
should be free, basically.
And I'm talking about in your houses, not bottled water outside. Not like there's places where you have to pay a water bill. New York, thank God, is not one of those places. But I know people in Georgia, in Florida, and where if you don't pay your water bill, you can't wash your behind. It gets that bad. So it's just certain things just don't make sense. Like, why haven't we? I mean, if we're gonna kill the planet, why haven't we started harvesting solar? Why is solar not a standard? Why do we still have any other means of electricity?
I mean, solar is used, for electric vehicles, basically. That's how you're able to charge. That's how you're able to charge like Teslas and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I guess that makes the most sense.
And plus, there's solar panels that exist too. So,
because I'm thinking about those call booths on the side of the highway. I do see a lot of those are installed with solar panels on them. So it's like, all right, cool. But you can use it for the things you want to use it for, but not for the people. Like you can use it for the highways. You can use it for emergency contact. You could use it for I don't even know where else be having solar panels, but like I know they had incentives for people to switch to solar, because you're contributing to the grid. So they give you a discount, whatever.
Helps against climate change.
But why is it not a standard across the board is my question.
Because, there's people who love, it's basically fossil fuel companies. That's the biggest reason. They're the biggest roadblock because all these like oil companies care about their bottom line.
And this is why America is a company. It's not a country.
It's ran by billionaires.
That's why I'm saying when it comes situations where billionaires implode at the bottom of the sea, billionaire gets shot on his way to a meeting to discuss God knows how else they were gonna fuck the small people over. Oh, I gotta stop cursing. I think I curse more when I drink. I gotta chill. But
It's like what Tupac said. He's like, the poor is gonna eat the rich, basically. He wasn't wrong.
oh damn, they said my mic is fading. I think I was hearing it too. I don't know why. And it's my mic. I think it's my mic specifically. Let's see. I gotta unplug it and plug it back. Yeah, why is my mic not? Oh. What's that beeping sound?
I'm gonna watch.
Oh.
It's gonna stop soon.
Why is my mic fading? That's a good question. I don't know what to do.
Check the connection at the bottom of your mic.
I did. I unplugged both things.
Oh, you did?
Not today, bro. Not fucking today. Well, this is a good time to, I guess. All right, is it on? Is it on? I don't see nothing moving. What is going on? Is it? Oh, okay, there we go. Maybe it's just this jack. It could just be that jack specifically. I might have to. Yeah, I might have to change it because this definitely sounds way better than it did in the first one. It might be something wrong with those pins. Damn. Anywho, what was you talking about?
About how America's greedy as hell. I think I quoted Tupac saying that this is basically the poor eating the rich.
See, I think when people start screaming "Eat the rich," it gets to be too violent. But I understand.
Yeah, because like think about it, like they're literally the problem. Where it's not trans people or immigrants or black people and stuff. It's them. like all the divisions going on, and they going through the back door taking the money and shit and all that. So,
I mean, that's fair. That's definitely fair. But it's just the fact of like, I don't necessarily want to promote
violence. I get it.
No, because it's like, so this was how the conversation started, right? We were talking about billionaires and wealth hoarding and how, yes, it is possible for you to work your behind off, do what needs to be done, and then you work your way into $1 billion. Cool. No big deal about that. But then it does become your ethical responsibility to put something back into the people who made you your billions. Like, you didn't become that billionaire on your own. You became the billionaire because of whatever you sold, whatever you produced,
Inherited.
whatever you
Inherited.
can't. No, you. Common people cannot become entitled to somebody's inheritance.
No, I'm saying billionaires though. Like,
no, right. I'm speaking about billionaires too, but
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying you cannot become entitled to somebody's inheritance, because even the Bible tells you that you're supposed to work and save something for your grandchildren's grandchildren. So that is not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about when you hear reports of Amazon, as we were just talking about earlier, Amazon making millions in profits and paying $0 in taxes. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 1%. They don't pay taxes.
I'm talking about MTA making millions a year and never offering free rides or free programs or anything back to the people who are paying every single day. The fact that you can't write a Metro card off on your taxes the same way a corporation can write a private jet off on their taxes. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Because why would I feel sorry if you can't even do the barest of bare minimums? So no, I don't feel bad that billionaires spent thousands of dollars to go to the middle of the sea and end up unaliving themselves. I kind of feel bad for this United Healthcare CEO, but again, because he was just going to work.
I mean, the AI stuff, that was on him.
It is. That's what I'm saying. There is a little... So it's a very thin line. And the good Christian in me wants to say, all death is a tragedy. All death is sad.
Yeah.
However, you kind of called that energy on yourself.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
No, you're right.
Just a little bit. So I feel bad. I really do. But it's just, I wish I would have set up the screen so we could have watched it, but it just says the assassination of Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, has taken a more enigmatic twist. According to multiple law enforcement sources cited by various news outlets, the bullet casings recovered in the scene of the shooting bore chilling inscriptions: deny, defend, and depose.
You know what that's from?
It's a book. I saw it. It's a book about how healthcare is a scam, essentially, from what I understand.
Absolutely. And another thing too, we got this expensive ass New York Police Department, and they still can't find this guy.
Oh no, homie's gone. It's a dub. That nigga's out of here. He's gone. He's out of here. He is out of here. He is out of here. They say he left a backpack full of Monopoly money in Central Park and been out.
Everybody's saying that's a reference to how America is, Monopoly.
Listen. They got... I seen a video. Damn, that's really why I'm mad that I can't show the videos, but I'm going to set the screen up for next time. But, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like... He's a cosplay now. They're calling him the Adjuster.
Yeah.
And so there's videos of white men dressing up in green jackets and black hoodies. There was a lookalike contest already.
People don't take nothing serious.
There was a dude who trolls his mom, and he gets in the car and he's like smiling just like the picture. And she's like, no, you gotta change your jacket. Like, people are texting me and DMing me and asking me if that's you. Like, you have to stop doing it. Like, it's crazy.
People don't take nothing serious in this country. It's sad.
It's social media. It's because of social media. Once memes became a thing, people find it really hard to take shit serious.
There was another topic I wanted to add, but that's gonna be for next week. Oh. That's related to social media.
Okay, we're gonna add it to the list. The incident unfolded outside the New York Hilton Midtown early Wednesday morning. Thompson, age 50, was heading to an investor conference when he was ambushed by a masked gunman who had reportedly been laying in wait. The attack, described by NYPD as premeditated, pre-planned, targeted attack, resulting in Thompson being shot in the back and the right calf. He was pronounced dead shortly at Mount Sinai West Hospitals. Detectives on the scene found 3 spent shell casings and 3 live rounds on the sidewalk. Each of these casings bore one of the words, suggesting a possible message from the assailant. The words echo the title of a well-known book critical of insurance industry practices, Delay, Deny, Defend, which has some to speculate on a connection between the attack and dissatisfaction with insurance coverage or company policies. However, no official motive has been confirmed by the police. They're pursuing leads, including investigation of cell phone, water bottle, and candy wrapper. They're examining for potential DNA. Surveillance captures him entering Central Park on an e-bike, leading to an extensive search. So that's actually pretty smart of him. He rode into Central Park knowing that there's no cameras in Central Park. Mm-hmm. Changed clothes from out of the backpack. Leaves the backpack in the park. Walks out at another random entrance. Gets on the bus and goes right the fuck back to wherever he came from.
It reminds me of the Batman movie. That's what it feels like, except with CEOs getting offed rather than politicians.
Paulette Thompson, the deceased CEO's wife, shares with NBC News that her husband had previously received threats, though she was unable to provide details, stating only that they may have been related to a lack of coverage. It's real. It is real. It is real. It is real. It is real. Damn, I was about to do a gunshot sound, but that's insensitive.
Nah, go ahead. Do it.
That's insensitive. That's insensitive. I'm not going to do that. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. And it's like...
Oh, you heard about all the other CEOs of these health insurance companies took their names off the site?
Oh, they better. They better. They better. Because you know what it is?
Because they all crooks.
But I remember seeing that somewhere before. Like, that's a criticism. Like, every other country knows who their bad guys are. They have a face, they have a name. Uh-huh. Most of the quote-unquote bad guys here, we don't know who they are.
They just pick any minority group.
Anybody is a... Not only that, but everybody is a figurehead. Like, I was thinking about this with the reel you had sent me about Bitcoin, about people not knowing who the creator of Bitcoin is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, y'all don't think that that's weird? Like, y'all don't think that is a scary thing to invest your money into this thing that some random person created that you don't know who they are? Y'all not scared that he could just disappear with all y'all money? Like, just one day y'all wake up and y'all log in and that joint don't exist no more? That's not scary?
Yeah. I mean, but the thing with Bitcoin is volatile. So it's like, and that whole market is also volatile too. So it could go up or down dramatically. So, but
that's what I'm saying.
But there's a lot of like governments, and rich people that are putting money into it. So it's not gonna be one sole person that's pumping money into Bitcoin at this point right now. Mm. So that person is benefiting from all of this, whoever that person is.
I mean,
I gotta look up who it is though, because I lost track of it. I lost track of it when I saw that reel.
I don't know. I just because didn't that just happen the other day when the internet, or like it was something major that it just wasn't, people just couldn't log in. Because I remember saying it. I was like, this could happen with all of y'all crypto stuff. Like, if the internet just doesn't work one day, if your crypto wallet just doesn't load one day, if your bank account bank account is different because you can actually go to a branch and raise hell. But I'm just saying, all of like these online platforms that people are investing large sums of money into, is it not terrifying that it can just disappear one day?
I mean, as long as you have a crypto wallet, like a digital one or actual hardware one, you should be fine. It's better to have a hardware one, obviously, because
how would you be fine? Because okay,
you're not gonna lose it if it's a hardware wallet. You know, like it's a hardware wallet would be like a USB for a Bitcoin wallet or crypto wallet.
I'm just saying, wherever the blockchain is stored, it belongs to whoever is the person who created it.
No, it belongs to whoever invested in that money or invested in that that crypto.
So, all right, maybe I don't understand what it is. So this person creates a Bitcoin, and somehow, or I don't know how, but ends up like, okay, I guess that's my question is, for the person who created Bitcoin, how did he get someone else to get one? Who was the second person to have a Bitcoin? Like, how did they get it?
Now that's a long story. I don't know at this very moment, but yeah, crypto was started what 2012, 2013.
Because it had to have started with one person. One person or a group of people had to create this thing. And everyone else is now connected to said same thing. Also,
you gotta remember, there's other countries that invest in it too.
It doesn't matter about the other countries that invested in it. I'm talking about the people at the top. If it's a pyramid, there is somebody at the top, and then there's layers and layers and layers and layers of other people who are investing in it all the way to the bottom.
Yeah,
the people who own a 0.0000000000001 of a coin, all the way up to people who own multiple whole coins. There's a whole pyramid, but there is somebody at the top. And who is to say that the person at the head does not chop the head off and kills off the whole rest of the body and runs off with the money? Because I've seen that happen with a lot of other miscellaneous coins. Like, I remember there was a story about this girl.
The Hatua girl.
She's the most recent. But the original crypto scam was the OneCoin. So basically, it was this lady, I forget, she was from some Latin American country. She created OneCoin. And it was supposed to be the exchange coin for every other coin. So it was supposed to be like if you can whatever crypto you have, you can convert it to one coin, and then one coin would convert it to whatever other crypto you were trying to use or spend or whatever the case. They got so many people to invest their coins into them, up to like a couple million or billion. I don't remember the exact amount. It might have been like 10 million or 10 billion.
And they basically shorted it. And
they didn't even short it. They cut everything off.
Yeah, that's what a short is, yeah.
Oh, I thought shorting was when you pull your money out.
Yeah, like the person that created that coin pulled their funds out, pulled their money out, and basically took whatever money investors had.
They didn't pull any money out. They cut off communication. So everybody who had a OneCoin, whatever that wallet was for OneCoin, they couldn't access it. They had nobody. There were people who were trying to hide money. So I remember one particular story where a guy was like, he was in some legal trouble in, I think, he was either in legal trouble in America or legal trouble in Canada, and tried to hide his money in OneCoin. So he put all his money in he was in legal trouble here in America, put all his money in OneCoin, fled to Canada, and then was going to pull the money out of OneCoin when he realized his login didn't work. So then he set up his station or whatever in Canada, logged in, his login didn't work. And then in going on different, forums and stuff like that, he found a community of other people who had the same issue. And it turned out that the OneCoin people had everybody's money. and then just shut their service down. Website down, wallet down, all communications, you can't call them, you can't chat bot, you can't email customer service, nothing. Everything down. And people lost out. So to me, I'm like, what happens if that happens with Bitcoin?
It wouldn't happen with Bitcoin because government's involved.
But I thought the whole point of Bitcoin was so that the government couldn't be involved. It was supposed to be trust the blockchain. The blockchain keeps everybody honest.
No, but like the government would be involved because of Bitcoin's volatility. That's the only, and also they accept that as a form of exchange too. So like whatever government policies that's been made to like Bitcoin, it strengthens it basically. It's like Bitcoin is basically like the S&P or the QQQ of crypto and all that. Yeah. So like the more the government is more Bitcoin friendly, the stronger it's gonna get. It's gonna be too big to fail at some point. It'll take its dip, but it's still gonna be strong regardless. Even if it takes a dip, that's a good time to buy it. Wherever how low it gets to.
I mean, I don't know. I find it to be very, very difficult to keep up with sometimes. Like sometimes I find it to be a little difficult to keep up with it because it just becomes too much. And I don't know if it's the cynicism in me. I don't know if it's the, old millennium me where, I want something tangible, something I could touch, something I could, you know what I mean? Like I can't just put my trust to put my entire life savings. Cause like what is keeping people other than the feel of, oh, it's just going to keep going up and up and up and up. Is everyone going to be able to say, let's say, cause Bitcoin is at what right now? A couple 100,000. I thought I saw something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
What if everyone pulls all of their Bitcoin out? The top, the bottom, everybody. Matter of fact, no, I take that back. What if all the bottom people pull their money out of Bitcoin? What happens to the people at the top?
Nothing at all. Like, nothing really happens with anybody at the top because the thing with Bitcoin is like, the top is putting the most money into it. So the more people that sell like whatever shares of Bitcoin that they have, what was I gonna say? Shit, I lost my train of thought. How can I put it? Like, it's almost the equivalent to the stock market. The more people that sell, basically it's gonna be a lot less. That's when the Bitcoin market goes down, but that's the opportunity for other people to buy in to allow Bitcoin to go back to its highs or lows.
But I'm talking about what if they pull out and just take their money and never reinvest? Like, if I'm poor and I invested in Bitcoin when it was pennies on the dollar, and now I'm up.
You're rich. Depending on how much.
$100,000. Even if all I have is just one Bitcoin. So I'm up $100,000.
You sell that. You sell that.
I sell my joint and I'm off with it. And then somebody else is like, I'm going to sell mine too. They off with it. And everybody at the bottom starts noticing people are all pulling their money out. Like, say it gets to a point of $250,000. And people are like, yo, I don't think it's going to get no higher than this.
Yeah, you sell high.
I'm about to get my money now.
Yeah.
I put in $100. I'm up $250,000. I'm coming out right now. And everybody at the bottom pulls out $250,000 each.
I mean, technically, you're not the bottom with that much in Bitcoin.
If you only have one coin. That's what I'm saying. Like, you've been investing, and all you have is one coin. Like, you get to the point where you have one full Bitcoin, and it's worth $250,000.
There's gonna be millions of other people that's invested in it that's gonna keep it going. And it also depends on how that investor reads charts and when they know when to pull out, basically. Not many people know that.
But that's what I'm saying. It only holds that value for as long as everyone keeps putting the money in. If people start pulling their money out, it's gonna lose its value. It's
not gonna lose its value. It's gonna go to a downturn and then it's eventually gonna go up. But like I said, is the more governments put past policies that's crypto Bitcoin friendly, the more it's gonna go up, because it's the same thing with stocks. It's like whatever Congress passes that helps with whatever industry. Like say if it's like clean energy or electric vehicles, that's where like Tesla and other like EV companies is gonna benefit from that, because there's gonna be a rise in their stocks. So it's a cause and effect. So Bitcoin's never gonna go down. Okay, so in this case, like Bitcoin is only up because the stock market is gonna go to a downturn, basically. And like with the pandemic, for example, the stock market hit the floor, and then that's when Bitcoin and crypto went up. So like,
but I keep seeing it happen with all of these meme coins, like the Hawk Tour girl. People invest in these meme coins, they put their money in it, and then the people at the top rug pull, and now everybody at the bottom is pissed off.
Oh, that's scams. Straight scams.
Right. So now the reverse scam would be everybody at the bottom pulls out before the rich people at the top pull out first. I'm going to make sure I get my money. I don't care how much more y'all want to let this raise. I was in for a penny and I'm out for a pound. I want to pull everything. I've gotten as much as I needed to get. I'm off this. And that's not a scam at all. That's you being a smart investor. Like, you know when to get your money out. Like, that's what that is. So it's not really a scam on your part. It's the hot tool girls of the world, and the other person that got arrested. But there's so many of them. Andrew Tate had a coin scam go wrong. Freaking who else? It's this other fat white guy that I've seen online, again, being chronically online. I've heard about all of these scams. I heard about all of these people doing these things. And that's why I'm just saying, like, I just find it very difficult for me to trust any of them. Like, I just can't.
The safest bet is the stock market, so.
But even still, like with the stock market, look at what Robinhood did.
What did he do?
When everybody was trying to invest in GameStop, and Robinhood was like, "Nah, y'all can't do this."
Yeah, because
y'all were based on people in the common folk. You were a platform based on the common folk being able to participate in the stock market. When the common folk figured out a loophole, y'all shut them down.
No, it wasn't a loophole. It wasn't the common folk. It was GameStop itself. They shut it down because they was like, wait, why is GameStop doing this good, basically? That's like they shut it down to investigate what was going on their end, basically. Because it wasn't just Robinhood either. It was other trading apps too, trading platforms too.
But that goes against the whole idea. If the people on these apps, let me be respectful. If the people on these apps want to invest in this company because they don't want to see it fail, they don't want to see it, bankrupt, why are you interfering? What is there to investigate?
No, it's something going on with GameStop itself. Like, that's something, because it's not just Robinhood, it's also like the SEC being involved too. To see like,
was it?
Yeah, I remember it. It was both being involved. So that's why all that happened, pretty much.
That don't sound right, but okay.
Like, what market manipulation is going on here? No, but also like, Yeah, there's others, but the stock market is way safer than crypto for sure.
I mean, yeah. I didn't mean to not agree to that. No, I didn't mean that. But I'm just saying, I still find it very fishy that they can just step in on a suspicion like that to be like, hey, what's going on? And now,
Yeah, they got to cover their eyes because it's gonna make them look bad too.
I get
Yeah,
it.
it would because.
I suppose.
Yeah, it'd be a bad look on them. Like,
but yeah, I just to tie it all back to the billionaire. You know, I'm still gonna say my condolences. I'm still gonna say my RIP because 50 is still middle age. You still had a couple years, ahead of you. Your life was definitely cut a little short, and that's unfortunate. But I think that this ought to be a reminder that y'all can't keep y'all feet on the necks of the little people. Y'all can't. Especially not when you letting people buy guns at Walmart. And not when you letting people 3D print guns in their homes. So y'all gotta be careful. Y'all gotta protect y'all neck.
straight up. Watch your step, kid.
All right. So that was the, interesting things that happened. I had other things on the list, but I guess, the CEO took up most of it because we kind of went on a few tangents, but, at least that's one thing off the list. So that was, definitely a good way to segue that, even though I was having mic problems. I got to find out what's wrong with my first mic channel, why it's not working, but in the meantime, I'll just use this one. What else? Oh, the Rose and Thorn of the week. I feel like on Sundays, we ought to practice some gratitude, practice some mindfulness, some being in the present. So do you have a rose for the week? A good thing that happened?
A good thing that happened. I was excused from jury duty.
Wait. Jury duty. How'd you get excused?
Well, I was saying it was my mom's caregiver. Yeah, it's true.
Oh no,
it's true.
It is true, but you could have went. You would have got out of work.
No, but his thing was, it's going to be like, what, 40, 50 a day? Like, that wasn't sufficient for me,
I mean, yeah, you probably get more at being at work. Well, no, not even probably. You definitely get more at being at work.
Yeah, so I was like, let me just.
But is it an all-day thing? Because I've never been to jury duty.
Yeah,
is it an all-day thing?
It depends. It could be an all-day thing. There's situations where you could, like, tell the judge you need to be excused, depending on what the case is. Or you could just directly go and get excused and provide your documentation. But yeah, there's some, like, it depends. Like, it'll take days depending on what the case is, because it could be a trial, or it could be a civil. It could just be a trial basically, and it depends on how long that goes.
I would want to do it, and maybe the next time that they send me. Because I've always been in school every time they sent it to me. So I always just be like, oh, I'm in school, I can't go. But I feel like I want to do it one time just to see what happens. Because I hear it be like some crazy, sometimes it be like regular things.
No, it's just crazy.
But I hear sometimes it could be crazy. Like I've heard stories about how people have had to like get quarantined for 3 days because they can't talk to other people about the case because it's just that juicy. And you have to be like, once they pick you, you're stuck with that case.
Yeah, you can't mention the case even when you get home.
No, they won't even let you out for the whole time that you're on the case. Like I don't know if you can't tell people once the trial is over, but it's so serious that you can't even go home. Like they end up telling you like, oh, can you call somebody to bring you clothes or bring you whatever?
No, that's when you like when you have to deliberate for a long, long time. Like, that's when like if the jury can't agree on a verdict, that's when that happens.
No, I'm talking about for some cases too. Like some cases are so high profile, like they can't allow you to leave because they can't even risk you talking to somebody else. They have to keep you like keep eyes on you to make sure that for the whole duration of that's what I'm saying. So it's just like I would love to be on one of those. I would. Just for the sheer, like I would be journaling every night as soon as I left. Like, it would be so like it would have to turn into a book. Like, you like, you get called for jury duty for a crazy case, you have to turn it into a book and get paid. Like, you just have to. Like, there's no way you could let something like that just like that opportunity just pass.
No, there was the jury duty I saw. I think one of them was it was a trial for a drunk driving case.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it was some Dominican girl.
Somebody?
No, it was some Dominican girl, whatever. She was coming from City Island, and she didn't kill nobody. She did hit somebody, but it was she was found not guilty or something like. She was found not guilty eventually because the lawyer was good. Even though she messed up, her lawyer picked up the pieces for her though.
I mean, that's what a good lawyer is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Hello. But okay. I think what was my rose for the week? I mean, I don't know. My rose for the week. I don't know. What good thing happened to me this week? I feel like I've been in autopilot, and I think this is a good exercise for me too, because it's gonna help me to be more present. Because I've been on autopilot. I do my work.
You recorded the first episode.
You know what? You're right. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I recorded my first episode on Wednesday. That was definitely a rose for the week. Because I've been talking about I've been talking about YouTube for so long. Like, you have no idea how many times I kept telling people, like, yeah, I'm going to start my YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to start my YouTube. But I told you, I don't know. It was partially fear. It was partially like, this is just so permanent. But I feel like I've been doing it for so long that I might as well. And I'm still trying to find my old lives on Facebook. I thought I downloaded them all, but I've looked through both of my hard drives and I can't find it. I either may have named it something crazy and I don't know where to look for it, or I just didn't download them in the right places. But I need to find those old lives. But yeah. What about any thorns for the week? What were some things that you didn't like about this week?
Let me think.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have no thorns really.
Really? That's good.
Yeah, no thorns.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Thank you.
What's up? My thorn for the week. I re-downloaded Clubhouse.
I know.
I don't, you know, because I was talking about it on Wednesday when we recorded the first episode, and then I ended up going on there yesterday, and immediately bullshit. Immediately off the rip, as soon as I got on the app, all I saw was people pinging me into fuckery. Every single invite was to a room about drama and BS. And I ended up in a room talking about a girl who, she's a big content creator on the app. I give her flowers. I have my thoughts about why she's a big content creator on the app, but that's neither here nor there. But I found myself getting sucked into the drama on the login. And it wasn't until I woke up today that I was just like, this is really ridiculous. Like, I've been gone off the app for a substantial amount of time. There's no reason why y'all are still in the same exact place. Umpteen days later.
That's the echo chamber.
It makes absolutely no sense how there is zero progress. Like, we complain on the app, like there's a group of us who we complain that from the app's inception up until now, there was progress, and then it kind of sort of plateaued, and now we're in the decline. It's not even steady at its BS. It's now started plummeting and fast. I'm talking nosedive, and it's just to the fact of like, I was a little upset at myself, and I still am a little upset at myself, but I am glad that I was able to not get as involved as I may have usually done. So I guess that is, a silver lining. But the thorn was definitely getting back in the space where people are just being ridiculous. Like, I've read the 48 Laws of Power. I've taken my notes. I've gone through the book, with a fine tooth comb. So I peep the power plays. I peep how people position themselves to make certain moves and do certain things. And because I peep it, I make it known that I see you. Mm-hmm. And I do that more so for a bit of respect. It's like, for the people who don't see what you're doing, by all means, do what you do. Because it is up to them to be more aware of the things that people around them are capable of doing. Mm-hmm. But when you realize that there is someone who peeps what you're doing and they not with that BS at all, you ought to proceed with caution. And I think that's my biggest issue, is that I was dealing with somebody who refused to acknowledge that I'm not one of them ones. Play with everybody else, but don't play with me. And it was one of those things where it was like, I'm glad I was able to get that out there, and it didn't have to go in a negative way, in a negative place to where I'm making a fool out of myself or embarrassing myself in any manner. But it was just a fact of like, this is what you get for getting back on this stupid ass app. Serves you right that you get on there and already they pissing you off and making you mad. So that was my thorn for the week for sure. And I don't know how long it's going to take before I delete the app again, but I do have people that I like to talk to on there. I will say, like, there are some people, you heard us in here joking earlier, like there are some people who are actually cool people that you can actually talk to and have conversations with. But when it comes to this satisfying the masses and becoming performative and doing all this other stuff, nah, I ain't got time for that at all. Not me.
Okay. That's some good self-awareness.
Right?
Shout outs to you.
Right? Look at me. But there was something else. Oh, it's probably in my phone because, again, can't show my videos. So let's see what else is on the list. Oh, damn, it's hard to talk about stuff without the videos. Because it was the video about the hidden cost of living with the opposite sex.
Yeah.
There's the video about Candace Owens, because we mentioned her last week.
Yeah.
Her and her respectability politics, which is funny because the respectability politics plays a huge part on Clubhouse with why a lot of the issues are happening. Matter of fact, let me just tell you what it is. Fuck it. Because we can't do no visuals, so let me just do what it is. So, there's a girl who is a content creator who her whole rhetoric is women ought to be submissive, women ought to be ladylike, whole culture is keeping us from being who we really ought to be, blah, blah, blah. That's the baseline. She'll sprinkle in some drama by saying things like, I don't think women should wear pants. Women look better in skirts and dresses. She'll sprinkle in things about, baby mothers and blah, 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 blah. But at the very baseline of her arguments, it's always something to do with respectability politics. And whether it's real or not, she says her reasoning is that women ought to be better. We should not allow space for promiscuity. We should not allow space for feminist ideology.
It's called being human, though. But like it's like with women in any race or group, nobody's a monolith.
And that's what most of us were saying.
Yeah.
So the thing about the app is you have women who they deem to be feminine because they're soft spoken, because they agree with men's ideologies, and because they shame women having autonomy over their life, their choices, their decisions. And then you have the women who will push back and will say, listen, if this woman wants to sell her coochie to the highest bidder, let her.
Doesn't affect
if you. Don't want a woman who sells her coochie to the highest bidder, don't date her. Date the other hundreds of thousands of women who don't do that. But the men on the app fail to want to admit that you like the girl who's selling her coochie. You like her.
It's easy. Like,
you just know that you can't get her to stop selling her coochie.
Yeah.
So it becomes arguments over what a pick me is, what
that girl sound like a pick me
is. There's arguments about what women empowerment is. Like, it gets crazy, all based on respectability politics.
Sounds like some bullshit.
But I don't know if it's BS, because again,
there's some truth to it, but then again, everybody's not a monolith. Like, if you have standards that you want to set for yourself, go right ahead, but don't tell everybody how to move, because not everybody's gonna vibe with that.
But it would make sense the same way how women will say men need to have all of their ducks in a row. If every man had all of his ducks in a row, it would be better off for everyone. It low-key would. Because if every man had stable, good income, had the what's the word I'm looking for? The competency level to do the things that they need to be done, then yes, women everywhere would be able to close their eyes and point in a crowd and find a husband. So it would make sense for everybody to say, or for everybody to be on one accord. Same thing for men. If every woman was to say, I'm not going to sell my coochie, I'm not going to date multiple men, I'm not going to be out here sleeping around with other people, I'm going to be submissive to every man, it would benefit all men, because all women would be on one accord to where they would be able to close their eyes and point in a crowd and pick out any woman who they wanted. So it behooves people to push certain narratives because it would satisfy whatever criteria they need met. But the problem with that is you don't even want your criteria. You want a woman who doesn't have to do something you want her to do. That doesn't make sense. If there is a man who's going to accept her however she is, why should she ever change for you? And that be the argument that we have all the time. The same way they say, why would a man who gets every woman throwing coochie at them only sleep with you if every woman is throwing coochie at him? Cool. Fine. If that's going to be your argument,
I got an expiration date on it, though.
So be it. But just know that every time you think you want to get with a young girl, she's going to want to run your pockets. You're not going to convince her to do all of these things for $0 unless she's dumb. And because of the internet, these young girls ain't dumb.
Well, she pressed charges on you.
See, I don't even like to get to that conversation because that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's tricky.
That's a whole other thing that I don't even want to get into. I'm just saying, to be arguing with women about what they want to do in their personal lives gets to be ridiculous. Because let's say that all women do decide that they wake up tomorrow and they're all going to stop having casual sex. They're all going to stop accepting money from men who they don't like. They're all going to stop entertaining men who are not being intentional with marriage and upholding responsibilities. Where is that going to leave most men? Where is that going to leave them?
It's going to require some of them step up.
So I see it not being a bad thing, but I just know it's never going to happen because 304s have existed since the beginning of time. It is the oldest profession in the book. It's not going anywhere.
Pretty much.
You're never going to convince 100% of the female population to want to cook, clean, serve, and cater to a significant other. You're not going to do that. You're not. And I think people got to give that up. Let people be who they want to be and let them find who they are meant to find.
And the thing is, people got to stay off the internet because that's where this idea exists at.
I don't think so because Stepford Wives was a thing. Because one man in your cul-de-sac had a wife who...
Wait, Stepford Wives? What's that?
So the idea of a Stepford wife was like this community in the, like this, what they call it, a suburb where all of the wives kind of had this like idea, like they had this look, this behavior. They were all supposed to be great looking, always done up. Their houses are supposed to be immaculately decorated. They're supposed to be the best wives, the best hostesses, the best, parents at the PTA. They're at the bake sale. Everybody trying to one-up each other, making their desserts from scratch. They're supposed to be like the picture-perfect wife to where the movie Stepford Wives made it that these men were cloning women. And basically, to become a Stepford wife, you had to, like, low-key be lobotomized into becoming this perfect caricature of what a spouse is supposed to be. And so this idea of the new millennium wife, which is why growing up in the 90s, that was always a trope. The mom who brings the store-bought cookies to the bake sale. And all the other moms are like, "Oh, you bought store-bought cookies? I made my cookies from scratch." Kind of like now with, the trad wife content. Like that Nora Rose girl. My babies wanted peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So I grew some peanuts and some grapes and made my peanut butter and jelly from scratch. And then I made my own yeast and baked some bread and then made them a peanut. That is what Stepford Wife was.
But yeah, that's like a whole persona on the internet, meaning like.
But that was a way of life back in the day.
Oh no, yeah, that's back in the day, but we far removed from that, though.
Right, because being the mom who brings the store-bought cookies to the bake sale became the norm because of industrialism. That's another video. I wish I was able.
And plus, women got the right to vote and own a house and all that. So like, we're never going back to that unless you roll back all those laws.
See, that's not true. What the laws got to do with it?
Yeah, a lot. Like, women weren't able to vote. They weren't able to own a house.
But what if a woman wants to choose to be that? We don't have the ability
by all
to
means.
choose to do it because men don't make enough money.
True. By all means, have that opportunity. But I'm saying, like, that whole trad wife idea, that's never going to happen because of what eventually happened in history is what I'm saying.
But see, that's not accurate. It can happen if the man makes enough money.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in that sense, yeah. I get that part.
But as a standard, you don't think it can happen again?
No, I'm saying, like, as an idea that only exists on social media, no. Yeah. It's not like nothing on social media, internet is real. Like and stuff like that. It's not as real as they try to present it to be.
I mean, no, that's why Nora Smith is an anomaly.
Yeah.
Like they have other families who they show the real shit or real stuff. Like I know it's one girl who, poor thing, but everything she makes comes out of a can or a box. She don't use no natural ingredients. Like she makes her family hamburger helper. She makes her family, oodles and noodles. Like nothing. Everything is processed. So
Damn.
for every Nora Jones, there's at least 10 women who are just like, listen, I can't do all of that, but this is what I can do. I can heat these tacos up. I can make this sketty. And that's it. And that's all. But it's this idea that if you don't do it from scratch, you're not doing enough. You're not feminine enough. You're not woman enough. And that's not fair.
I mean, it's the same nonsense. The same ridiculous standards they have on men that men can't realistically meet. That's why so many men are depressed these days, and that's why a lot of them are alone.
Only because I watched last episode and I felt kind of mad. I felt kind of bad. I felt like I was dragging the men. I'm gonna be nice today, but I have an answer for that. I'm just not gonna do it today. I'm gonna save it for another time. I am.
Very well, very well.
Because I felt like, upon further review, it did seem like I was being pretty harsh on the men last time. But it's not the intention. It's just
some men are emotional and they don't know how to express themselves, so they act emotional.
No, it's not that. Because you just sat here and said that we have unrealistic expectations of men. Why are our expectations of men unrealistic? We're not.
I'm saying expectations for both genders is unrealistic. Is what I'm saying.
But why do you think the expectations on men are unrealistic?
Wait, which expectations?
That's what I'm asking you.
Like, not in the sense of like relationships, more like how you supposed to carry yourself as a man, basically. Like, you got to be strong all the time. You're going to be looked at as, you can't express yourself emotionally because you're going to be looked at as soft or not a man, basically. And of course,
men express themselves emotionally all the time. They just choose one emotion, and that's anger.
yeah, because they react rather than listen. That's the problem with some men.
I'm like I said, I'm gonna stay in my bag of being nice. I just have my thoughts. That's all.
No, I
have my thoughts.
you're entitled to them, but I'm just saying, like that does exist. I'm just breaking it down how I see it, like.
Because you heard me explain this on the app earlier today, right? I was like, I understand women do want conflicting things. I won't say that it's an unrealistic expectation, but I do understand how the things are in conflict. Because unfortunately, I am one of those women. I want a certain type of man, but I only want that person because I know it exists. I don't think it's unrealistic because I've seen it.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I've experienced it. So to say that it's an unrealistic standard or unrealistic expectation, it's like how when it exists.
Oh no, relationship wise, I agree with you on that. I'm just saying like for like just men outside of a relationship or like internally as a man.
But no, I'm not even so. All right, so when I say that, right, it's being in a relationship with a particular type of man. Because as a woman, yes, you don't want a man that gets around other men and gets pumped. You don't want that guy. You don't want the guy who doesn't have enough confidence in himself to be able to hold his own in social settings. You don't want a guy who is unknowledgeable to where he says or does things that are just dumb. You don't want a guy who, in the face of potential altercation is being, for lack of a better word, pussy, and can't defend you, can't protect you. You don't want that.
Okay.
But then you also want that same type of man to be sweet and loving and sentimental and all of these other things. And I get that it is difficult to find somebody who does both. But it's a commitment that you as a man should make if you know that this is what women want. And that's what I be trying to say.
No. Now that's realistic. I'm not gonna argue with that at all. That is 100% realistic.
Okay.
Yeah, that is realistic as hell.
Okay.
Like,
that's what I wanted to
yeah, I mean, I wasn't talking about that. I'm just talking about like things that make you a man from a male perspective. You know, like that's just bare minimum. That's bare minimum stuff right there. You mentioned like any man pushing back on that is kind of stupid. I think, or they just don't get it.
Surprised.
No, I mean I know. Trust me, I know.
You would be surprised. But no, I just.
Sure, I got homies that be like, "Oh, why do men gotta pay for the date? You're courting her, like."
But all right, so let's talk about that, right? The whole paying for dates thing. Do y'all not know the women that y'all are taking on these dates?
Yeah, those dates is where you get to know that lady.
But so then you don't know her when you're taking her on a date. Then, because to me, this is the solution that I've come up with.
I mean, dudes just complain about it. They broke. like,
goodness gracious.
It's true. They broke. Like, don't go on a date. Like,
I didn't say it. It was not me. I do not. The thoughts and views expressed by the man in the background are not the thoughts and views.
And I ain't a simp. I'm just keeping the G, okay?
But see, when women say that, we hate men. When women say that, we're gold diggers. I don't understand that. I've heard that from so many men. If you're crying about dates, you're broke. And then when women repeat that rhetoric, we get the shitty end of the stick. It's not fair.
And the thing is,
it's not fair.
And it's a fundamental thing. Like men who grew up around their fathers or uncles or brothers, they will tell you it costs money to court women. Like you can't complain about being broke and taking women out on dates. You can't be treated like some dudes want to be treated like a princess sometimes. Like.
Okay, all right. I'm going to be nice to the men this episode. I said it twice now. I'm going to be nice to the men.
I'm just keeping it honest. Just honest.
It's not necessarily that they want to be... Not all of them. Some of them, yes, but not all of them. Some of them have the issue of a woman not liking them, but going on the date just for the experience, just for the gram, so that they could take pictures and videos and blah, 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 just for the aesthetic, just for the food. They're just going because they're bored. They're just going because they want to experience this thing.
That is lame.
That is lame. But I don't know any women who do that.
No, there are women that do that. So I agree with that. And that's why men should stay away from those women. Like
that's what I'm saying. How do you not know that she does not like you until after she gets you to spend hundreds of dollars? How did you not know she didn't like you until you spent all of this money? How did you not know?
Something went wrong leading up to that date.
How? I just want that. I just really want to have that question answered. Again, if there's anybody, by all means, leave a comment. Explain to me. Make it make sense. I want to understand. I want to be on your side. I just don't understand. How do you not know that this person... Because y'all say it to women all the time. How did you not know that all he wanted was coochie? And I agree. When that man is all lip service and doesn't want to take you out on a date, when that man only ever invites you to his house, when that man only ever talks to you past 10 p.m., when all of these things are adding up, when that man only ever hits you up when he wants something from you, but he never answers you when you hit him up, how do you not know that all he wanted was the coochie? How did you not know? How did you not know?
Oh, he's talking to somebody else. Oh, he's juggling
How
both.
did you not know?
Art of seduction.
How did you not know? Because to me,
manipulation.
that was an inside joke. But no, seriously. No, I'm being fucking serious. Seriously. How did you not know, sis? How did you not know? That man does not see any of his other kids, and then you have a kid by him, and now he's not there for your kid, and you just didn't know he was gonna be a bad baby daddy. How did you not know?
Yeah, that's your fault.
How did you not know? When you met him, he was taking money from other women, finessing, doing all these other things. He was talking to you, talking to her, had his baby mother living with him, or whatever the hell he said. How did you not know? It's the same way y'all tell women that all the time. How did you not know that this woman did not like you? She leaves you on red for days at a time. Every time she answers you, it's one word answers. She's never interested in anything that you have going on. She never asks you anything about your personal life. How did you not know?
Oh, she responds hours later or the next day.
How did you not know? Before you took her for steak and surf and turf, and how did you not know?
Yeah, that is your fault. That is
How
a
did you
man's
not
fault.
know?
That is a man's fault 100%.
So how do women get blamed for being gold diggers? How do women get blamed for saving men as free food? You knew. You know how many times I've heard men say, oh yeah, she hit me up talking about, do I want to go out? And the next thing I know, I'm paying for the bill.
Yes, you should. I mean, what else? She didn't say like, oh, come on, I got you or anything like that. She wanted you to go out specifically for you to pay for it.
That's not true. Because if I invite somebody out, the least I would do is pay for myself. If I invite you, like if it's me that wants to go do something and I invite you, then I'm going to at least, at the very bare minimum, pay for myself. Because I'm making you come out and spend money. Now, if you invite me outside my house, then absolutely you're paying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying...
Absolutely.
I'm saying in this scenario, that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like if a dude's upset about that they had to pay after the person invited them out.
Yeah, there's plenty of people who say it. Like, she called me inviting me out, saying, do I want to go out? And then now she ordering, 2-3 drinks, 2-3 appetizers, entree, dessert. And then when the bill comes, she's not even looking at the bill.
I mean, as a man, it's going to be on you by default.
Because you agreed to go?
Not because you agreed to go. It's off principle. You the dude, like...
I think they're going to call you a simp for that. But even I feel, on the principle of her calling you, you had no intentions of going out your house today. But she calls you and says, hey, let's go here. She got to pay something.
That's fair enough. And it also depends on what the relationship is. If it's just...
That's part of it.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, so...
That's part of it.
That's what I'm saying. If y'all like serious about each other, she invites you out.
But people aren't even getting to the being serious. We're talking about first dates. We're talking about men wanting to do pre-dates.
What the fuck is a pre-date?
Oh, we gonna walk in the park and talk.
That could be a date too, though. Like,
that's not a date.
No. I mean, I said that could be. I'm saying if it's a walk in the park and then somewhere to eat or somewhere to drink at, that'd be a date, wouldn't it?
Maybe. I'm trying. Listen, my philosophy differs from a lot of women, and I can admit I learned this philosophy from a sugar baby. First dates, you always let the man pick, no matter what it is. Coffee, walk in the park, movie, 5-star, whatever he picks for a first date, you let him pick. Because that is him doing whatever he wants to do, number one, taking the lead, so to speak. And that's also like giving you the benefit of the doubt. So even if it's a walk in the park, even if it's something, inexpensive, you do it. But it's up to him to show and prove how much this quote unquote first date means. Because if it's a walk in the park and the very next time you want to hang out, you trying to invite me to your house, it's a dub. I did the walk in the park with you. Cool. But now you want to try to take me to your house? No, not happening.
Yeah, that's tough.
Not happening.
that's too early right there.
It just goes to show of like, if you want to, and they say to do that because you allow the man to be comfortable enough to do what he feels comfortable with doing for you. And then you get a chance to like really put that person at ease to say like you're not trying to take anything from them unwarranted. Mm-hmm. But then if they're serious about you, that second date should be whatever it is that you want to do as the woman. So if he says he wants the first date to be a walk in the park and y'all just, chill on a bench and talk for a couple hours, cool. But if you want to see me again, it's going to be under these circumstances.
Got to go above and beyond and all that, yeah.
Not even above and beyond, but it's going to be on my terms of what I feel like doing. So if I go on this coffee date with you, the first date, the second date comes up, I really want to go to see this show. Or I really want to go do this. I did what you wanted to do. Now, are you willing to do what I want to do? And then if you're not, then we just won't see each other. And then you don't feel no type of way about the first date because we did whatever it was that you wanted to do. And I don't have to feel forced to spend any more time with you because all I gave you was the investment that you gave me, the first date. And we could both part ways amicably without feeling like either party was shorted or was scammed or schemed or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. You paid for and did whatever it is that you felt like you were comfortable with doing, and I gave you just enough attention to be like, all right, is this worth it? Is this somebody that I want to still give my time and attention to? I got pushback from that from a couple of women. Because they felt like, letting him do that to you is, I'm not going, because the whole conversation was stemmed around, would you go to Applebee's as a first date? And some women were like, no, because I go there all the time. And I'm like, yeah, but wouldn't it make more sense that you go there on a first date if you obviously like the place, if you go there all the time? So why wouldn't you go there if a guy decided to take you there?
You want to be impressed.
Right. She's like, but we live in New York. He doesn't have to take me to Applebee's. He should put forth more effort. Find somewhere that's the same amount of money as Applebee's, but just isn't a chain restaurant. Find another kind of restaurant where you could spend the same amount of money, but it's not a chain. You know what I mean? Put some effort. Like, some people actually want actual effort. Some people want actual money. No, don't take me out on no date if it's going to cost less than $150.
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
I mean, I don't know. I just be wondering, like, for all of these men that take y'all on these expensive dates, where are they? That's always my question. Every time women get to talking about, he has to take me on this and he has to take me. Okay, cool. He took you on that expensive date. Y'all slept with each other a couple of times. And then what?
Yeah.
So to me, it's just like it's ridiculous. And so yeah, I forgot the book. I forgot the book I read it in, but it was a book written by a sugar baby, and she was like, yeah, the first date you let the man take you wherever he wants to take you. The second date you pick and you see if he's willing to oblige your requests. And then, subsequent dates after that is when you're supposed to try to get money out of him. But, I don't talk about that. Because they talk about doing what they call it, the headphone test. You tell a man, oh man, I really need some headphones. Da-da-da-da. And then basically you see what kind of headphones he buys you. If he buys you like the cheap, headphones from like the dollar store, blah, blah, blah. Or if he ends up like splurging and buying you like some Beats or some AirPods or something like that. And that's basically how you gauge what kind of level of sugar daddy that you're dealing with. But it's a lot of other stuff in that book too. But I took the meat and I spit out the bones. The meat of it is you let the man pick the first date, you oblige, and then you move forward how you move forward. So we're not going to judge me.
Oh, no, not at all. You're not judged.
I mean...
You're in a safe space. You'll still be judged, but you're in a safe space.
So no. We listen, but we don't judge. I should have said that first. But yeah, we're at about an hour and a half. It's a little late. People got stuff to do in the morning. You got anything else for today?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay, let me make sure to mark this stuff off. So we talked about the CEO getting shot. Even though I didn't get to play my videos. I might play them next week. But
probably do cutaways. You know that comedian you watch? He a Trump supporter?
Who?
The white comedian that we was watching?
Which one?
The one on Netflix.
Oh, Jesselnick?
Yeah, he's a Trump supporter. Yep. Makes total sense now.
I'm hurt. Oh, no.
Yeah, Trump supporter.
Damn, I gotta put him in the garbage. Damn. And I actually liked him.
Yeah, him and Schultz.
Oh, boy. Man, we out of here.
Yeah, I saw a clip of him on Twitter. I was like, wait, ain't that the guy I saw the other day on that comedy? I was like, damn.
I'm tight. Man. On that note, we out, man. We be back on Wednesday. I want to aim for 9 o'clock, but I got to make sure that I do my homework. I was late today because I didn't do my homework like I said I would. So I think I might end up deleting the app again. As soon as I download the app, I stop doing my homework on time. It's a pattern.
You gotta cut off Clubhouse.
I gotta go cold turkey again. Crazy. But yeah, until next time, y'all.